The children in Vijay's class vote for their favourite day out. Here are their results. How many children voted for the zoo? So we can find the bar that says zoo, and if we go to the top and draw a line across, we can see that that's between 10 and 12. And the number in the middle of 10 and 12 is 11, so that means that 11 children voted for the zoo. In this diagram, the numbers in the triangles add together to make the number in the circle. The number in the square is 6 less than the number in the circle. So we can see that 10 plus 15 is 25, and 25 minus 6 is 19. And we need to write the 4 missing numbers in these diagrams. So we have 8 plus something is 32. So because we have a missing number addition, we can use subtraction to find our missing number. 32 minus 8 is 24, so that means 8 plus 24 is 32. And now to find 6 less than 32, we can work out 32 minus 6, so that's 26. Now here we have something plus 30 is something. So there are 2 numbers that we don't know. So instead, let's start here and think something minus 6 is 85. So 85 plus 6 is 91. So that means 91 minus 6, or 6 less than 91, is 85. So now we have something plus 30 is 91. So again, because it's a missing number, we can use the inverse, and 91 minus 30 is 61. The 2 smaller dogs together have the same mass as the bigger dog. The big dog has a mass of 27 kilograms. One of the smaller dogs has a mass of 16 kilograms. What is the mass of the other smaller dog? So we know that the big dog has a mass of 27 kilograms, and one of the smaller dogs has a mass of 16 kilograms. And we know that the 2 small dogs together have the same mass as the bigger dog. So we need to think what plus 16 is the same as 27. Well, if we work out 27 minus 16, that's 11. So that means 11 plus 16 is 27, which means the other smaller dog must have a mass of 11 kilograms. Rob has some number cards. He holds up a card. He says, if I multiply the number on this card by 5, the answer is 35. What is the number on the card? Well, we know that if we multiply the number by 5, the answer is 35. So we need to think what times 5 is 35. Well, 35 divided by 5 is 7. So that means the number on the card must be 7, because 7 times 5 is 35. Now he holds up a different card. He says, if I divide the number on this card by 6, the answer is 4. What is the number on the card? Well, we know that if we divide the number by 6, the answer is 4. And when the first number of a division problem is missing, we can multiply to find our missing number. And 4 times 6 is 24. So that means the number on the card is 24, because 24 divided by 6 is 4. Write the 3 missing numbers in this multiplication grid. So here, to find this number, we need to work out 4 times 8 or 8 times 4. So that's 32. For this number here, we have 5 times 5, so that's 25. And then we don't know this number here, but we know that when we multiply it by 4, we get 28. When we multiply it by 5, we get 35. and when we multiply this number by 3, we get 21. Now 28 divided by 4 is 7, 35 divided by 5 is also 7, and 21 divided by 3 is 7 as well. So we can be sure that this number here must be 7. Here are 6 shapes on a square grid. Write the letters of all the shapes that are squares. So we need to remember that with squares, all the sides are the same length and all of the angles are right angles. So for shape A, we can see that we have right angles in the corners and sides of the same length. So that means shape A is a square. Shape B is not a square. Shape B is a parallelogram because we can see that the corners are not right angles. And for shape C, though all the sides are the same length, the angles are not right angles because this angle at the top and this angle at the bottom, these are less than a right angle, and these angles at the side are larger than a right angle. So this shape is not a square because a square needs to have 4 right angles and this shape doesn't have any. Shape D is a square because we have 4 right angles and all of the sides are the same length. And shape E is a square as well because the corners are right angles and the sides are the same length. Shape F is not a square because the angles, though some of them are right angles, it doesn't have 4 right angles and also it doesn't have 4 sides of the same length. So the squares are shapes A, D and E. Write these numbers in order. We have 64, 46, 106, 16 and 40. So we can see straight away that our largest number will be 106 because that's a 3-digit number and all of our other numbers only have 2 digits. Now when we're comparing numbers with the same number of digits, we need to look at the larger place value first. So we need to look at our tens digits. 16 is the smallest number because that only has 1 10. Now we have 40 and 46 because both numbers have 4 as the tens digit, but because this digit, the 6, is larger than 0, we know that 46 is larger than 40. And then we have 64. That's larger than 46 because here we have 6 tens, but here we only have 4. And if a number has more tens, it doesn't matter what the ones digit is, the number will be larger. Here is part of a number line. Write in the missing numbers. So for this box here, we have something plus 9 equals 29. So if we think of this as a missing number addition problem, something plus 9 equals 29, to find the missing number, we can work backwards and use the inverse. So 29 minus 9 is 20, so that means 20 plus 9 is 29. And now here we need to work out 29 plus 9. That's 38, because from 29, if we add 1, that will take us to 30, but that's adding 1, and we want to add 9. So we need to add 8 more, because if we add 1 and then 8, that's adding 9 altogether. And 30 plus 8 is of course 38. Write the missing numbers in the sequence. So we have 804, 814, 824, 834. So we can see that the tens digit is going up by 1 each time. So the rule for this sequence is plus 10. So to work out this number here, we have 834 plus 10, so that's 844. We have 3 tenths in this number, so if we add another 10, we'll have 4 tens. And now, to find this number here, we have something plus 10 is 804. So to find the missing number, we need to work backwards and work out 804 minus 10. That's 794. And that's because we have 0 tens and need to take 1 10 away. But if we have 0 tens, we can't take 1 10 away. So we need to include the digit on the left as well. So take our hundreds digit and our tens digit together and work out 80 minus 1. So because that's 79, our answer is 794. Notice 79 is 1 less than 80, so that means 794 is 10 less than 804. A bag has 90 marbles in it. 4 children take 20 marbles each. How many marbles are left in the bag? Well, first, let's work out how many marbles have been taken. 4 children each take 20 marbles, so we can work out 4 times 20 to work out the total number of marbles that were taken from the bag. And 4 times 20 is 80, because 4 times 2 is 8, and if we have an end zero in a multiplication question, we need an end zero in the answer. So that's the number that were taken, and we know that we started with 90. So we need to work out 90 minus 80, because we started with 90 marbles and 80 were taken away. So 90 minus 80 is 10, so that means there are 10 marbles left in the bag.